What is pure and impure pipe in Angular? By default, all pipes in Angular are pure pipes. So pure pipes are stateless and can only transform the data, but they do not have a capability to modify the data. So I will show example for pure pipe. So I will go to the app component. So this is the app component. So here I will create one name property. So this is an array. So I will pass some values. And now I will use this property inside the HTML file. So here I will create one div element and I will use string interpolation to display the value on the browser. So after this I will go to the browser. See here we can able to see the values. Okay. So to this div element now I will use a custom pipe. So this is the pipe name that I will use inside the div element. Okay. So now I will create one text box and a button element. So first I will create one text box. And I will create one button. So when we enter a value and click on a button, so this value should be appended to the names array. Okay. So first I will create a function. So to this function I will pass the text box value. So for that I will create a template reference variable and I will use this variable as a function parameter. Okay. And now I will create this function inside the component class. So this is the class. I will create a function. And so now I will add the text box value to the names array. Okay. So here I will use push method. And I will print one message in the log. Okay. And then after I will go to the browser. So I am opening a console. So this is the console tab. So now I will enter a value and I will click on a button. See here we can able to see the value in the console, but on the browser we cannot able to see the value. Okay. So now I will type another value. See here you can able to see it, but on the browser we cannot able to modify the value. Okay. That is because we are using a pure pipe. So using pure pipe we cannot modify the value, but we can transform the value. Okay. So in order to modify a value, we have to make use of impure pipe. So for that, we have to go to this custom pipe, and here we have to set the pure property to false. Okay. So now it is a impure pipe. So after this, I will go to the browser. So here I will add a value and I will click on a button. See now it is getting added. Okay. And I will add another value. See here it is getting added. Okay. But disadvantage with this impure pipe is it will degrade the application performance. Okay. So in order to improve the performance, instead of using the impure pipe, we have to make use of a spread operator. So now I will revert the changes. So I will remove this so that it will be a pure pipe. And now here I will use the spread operator. Okay. So inside the square brackets, I will use triple dot, and here I will pass a str value. Okay. So now we are using a spread operator instead of impure pipe. So after this, I will go to the browser. So here I will add a value and I will click on the button. See, value is getting added. Okay. I will add another value. See, here we can able to add a value. Okay. So now we are using a spread operator instead of impure pipe. So this is all about pure pipe and impure pipe in Angular. Next, what is view encapsulation in Angular? So in components, we have a selector, template URLs, and style URLs or style property. So whatever the styles that are applied using the style URL property or inline styles, those are specific to view template of a specific component. And these styles are not applicable to the other components. Okay. So here view encapsulation will make sure that CSS styles applied to the one component will not be overridden by the another components. So we have three types of view encapsulations in Angular. One is view encapsulation.none, next view encapsulation.emulated, and another one is view encapsulation.shadow DOM. So now I will show example for view encapsulation.emulated. So this is the default mode. Okay, so view encapsulation.emulated is the default mode used by the Angular. So before showing the example, I will create two components. So I will open the terminal. So here inside the terminal, I will execute ng generate component command. Okay. So I will create home component. And next I will create another component. This is about component. See, I have created two components. Now I will add this component inside the app component.html file. Okay. First I will go to the app component. So this is the selector that I will use inside the HTML file. And in the same way I will use it for home. Okay. So I will change the HTML file. And here I will create one button. Okay. And in the same way I will change the home component. And here also I will create one button. And inside the parent component also I will add one button. And now I will go to the browser. See, here you can able to see the three buttons. Okay. So now I will show example for view encapsulation.emulated. So for that I will go to app component.scss file. So this is the app component.scss file. So here I will create one class. So this is a button class. So here I will change the background color. Okay. So after this I will go to the browser. See, here CSS styles is applied only to the parent component but not to other components. Okay. So here we are making use of view encapsulation.emulated. Okay. So I will open the source. So this is a body. I will expand. And this is the app root. And this is the about component, and this is a home component. Okay. So here in case of view encapsulation.emulated, Angular will create a unique attribute for all the HTML elements. Okay. So here for parent button it is creating a unique attribute, and for about component button it is creating a unique attribute, and for home component button it is creating a unique attribute. Okay. So here Angular is using unique attribute to apply the styles for the button. Okay. So if I go to the parent button, so here style is applied, right? And here if you see it, so this is a unique attribute. Okay. So now I want to apply the CSS to this home component. So for that, this is the unique attribute. Okay, C0. So what I will do, instead of applying the styles to the parent component, I will use home component. Okay. So here I will change the unique attribute from C2 to C0. Now I will enter C. CSS style is getting applied to the home component. Okay. So here in the same way I will apply to about component. Okay. So here about component we have a value of C1. Okay. And I will click on enter. C styles is getting applied to the about component. So here Angular will make use of this unique attribute to apply the styles for the HTML elements. So this is all about emulated in Angular. So now I will show example for view encapsulation.none. So in case of view encapsulation.none, no encapsulation is used. That means whatever the CSS applied to the button, that will be applied to all the button elements of a child component. So I will go to the parent component. So this is the parent component. Okay, so this is the parent component, and this is the parent component of HTML file, and home component and the above components are the child components. Okay, so now I will use view encapsulation dot none. So here I will use encapsulation, and mode will be view encapsulation dot none. Okay, so after this I will go to the browser. See, here styles is getting applied to all the components. Okay, so whatever the style which is applied to the parent component, that will be applicable to all the buttons. Okay, so this is example for view encapsulation dot none. So now I will show example for view encapsulation dot shadow DOM. So for that I will remove this mode, and I will go to the app component dot scss. So this is the file. Remove this button class. Okay, and now I will go to the style dot scss file. So now I will add the button class here. Okay, so whatever the style that are configured over here, this will be applicable to all the components. Okay, so now I will go to the browser. See, here styles is getting applied to all the components. Okay, so now my requirement is that CSS style should not be applied to this above component. Okay, so this style should not be applied to this about component. So for that I will go to the about component. So this is the about component, and this is the component class. Okay, so here I will specify encapsulation mode to shadow DOM. Okay, so after this I will go to the browser. See, here CSS styles is not getting applied to the about component. Okay, so this is example for shadow DOM. So this is all about view encapsulation in Angular. Next, what is routing in Angular? So routing in Angular allows to navigate from the one component to other component in Angular. So we can configure routes in Angular in 3 steps. So first we have to create a route array and specify the routes in app module. For that I will go to the app module. So this is a app module. So here I will create an array. Okay, I will use routes. So here I will specify the path and the component. Okay, and in the same way I will use the path for about. Component will be the about component. So this is the first step, and next step we have to register the route in the import section so that Angular is aware of this route. So first I will import router module. Okay, and then here in import section I will use router module dot for root method. Okay, so this is a method to which I will pass this array. Okay, so this is the second step. So final step, we have to tell Angular where to display the content. So it can be done by using the router outlet. So for that I will go to the app component.html. So this is the app component.html. So here I will remove this, and I will add router outlet. Okay, so after this I will go to the browser. See, so here I will specify home. Okay, so when we click on enter, so it will go to this app module and it will check in the routes array. So if it matches with this path, then it will execute this home component. Okay, so now I will click on enter, so it will execute that home component and it will be displayed on the browser. See, here we can able to see the home component. Okay, so now I will pass about. Okay, so it will show the about component. See, here we can able to see the about component. Okay, so this is all about Angular routing. How to implement page not found route in Angular? So in order to implement page not found route in Angular, we have to use wildcard route. So order of configuring wildcard route is important, which means wildcard route should be the last in the array. So I will show example for wildcard route. So for that we have to create a component. So here I will create component. So now I will create a wildcard route. Okay. So here we have to use a path, and in a single quote we have to use double asterisk. Okay. And here we have to specify the component as page not found. Okay. So I will change the HTML content. So after this I will go to the browser. So here I will enter ABC. Okay. See, here we can able to see the page not found. Okay. So now I will type a home. It is working fine. Now I will type about, is working fine. Okay. So this wildcard route should be at the last. So if you go to the app model, so this should be at the last. So if I try to add this route in the first, we will face some problems. Okay. So I will go to the browser now. I will type about, I will type home. See, here we are getting the page not found component message. Okay. Now I will type about the same message. So that is because we have added the wildcard route in the first step. Okay. So now I will remove this and I will add it at the last. Okay. So now I will go to the browser. See, it is working now. Okay. I will type home. It will work. See. So this is all about page not found in Angular. Next, how to configure navigation links for router. So router link is used to create a links and navigate to different views in application. So we have to use router link property to configure the navigation links. So I will show example for router link. So for that I will go to the app component.html file. This is the app component. So here I will create a router link. Okay. So here I will create an anchor tag. First is a home. Okay. So here I will use router link, and to this I will pass home. Okay. So this should be matched with the path that we configured inside the app model, and in the same way I will create it for about. Okay. So now I will use a different way. So here we can make use of square brackets. Okay. And here we have to make use of square brackets, and inside the single quotes we have to specify that path name. Okay. So after this I will go to the browser. See, now I will click on this home button. See, we can able to see the home component. Now I will click on this about button. See, here we can able to see the about button. Okay. So this is all about the navigation links in Angular. And next, how to navigate between the routes programmatically in Angular. So by using navigate or navigate by URL methods, we can navigate to different views in application. So now I will show example for navigate and navigate by URL methods. So for that I will go to the HTML file. So this is the parent component.html file. So here I will create a function. Okay. And now I will use this inside the parent component. So I will create a function here, and here I will use router. Okay. So here I use the router. Okay. So now I will create a constructor and I will inject this router. Okay. And now I will use this inside the method. Okay. See, First, I will use navigate by URL. So to this, I will pass the route path. So here I am passing the home. Okay. So now I will go to the browser. So when I click on the parent component, it will navigate to home component. Okay. See, here we can able to see the home component. Okay. So now I will change it to about. So after this, I will go to the browser. Now I will click on the parent button. It will go to the about component. See, this is the about component. Okay. So now we are using the navigate by URL. So now I will use navigate. Okay. So here I will use the square brackets, and inside this we have to use single quotes and the path name. Okay. So now I will go to the browser. So now I will click on the parent component. It will go to the about component. Okay. See, this is the about component. Now I will change to home. So now I will click on the parent component button. See, now we can able to see the home component. Okay. So this is all about navigate and navigate by URL methods in Angular. Okay.